WZR Radio starts now. You can join us in the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat. Or call into the show at 518-712-3070.
I'm coming up for air so I can check myself again, and I stand proven to the man but sheltered. Confidence returned.
Now, here are your hosts, Matt Boone and Ryan Clark.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday, January 26, 2010 edition of WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com and a host of other websites. I'm, as always, your host, Ryan Clark. We're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling, about 2 hours. We may kind of rush through things tonight because my co-host, Matty Boone, from a little place called Orange Park, Florida, is under the weather tonight, and I don't feel so well myself, so we'll see how things go. I don't feel good. What's going on, Matty B?
Oh, God. Just recovering, man. Feeling like shit right now, but we're going to go ahead and get this one out of the way, or I can't even speak. We're going to go ahead and get this one out of the way.
We got to do it, man. Every Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com, and you know, it hasn't been that busy over the past few days, but it's always like the days that you don't want anything. You just want everything to go smoothly, you know what I mean? And it's one of those days where I woke up this morning, had some problems with the websites, and then, shit, man, about an hour before I was about to put up a live post on all the websites, and we found out that our former host, our stream host, JustinTV.net or whatever, and they changed their system up, so we weren't going to be able to go live, and then we found this. What are we on, Ustream?
Ustream, yes.
Yeah, so we're on that, and we're up and running, so that's good news, and I guess we're going to use this on a weekly basis from this point forward, because Justin TV is screwing around with their...
And we've had too many problems with that one before.
Yeah, this sounded better as well with the pre-show music, and right now it sounds better as well. I had the speakers up a second ago, so we're looking good. And we're going to be here, like I said, for I don't know, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, somewhere around there tonight. But we got a little bit to talk. I mean, we didn't have any MMA, UFC, nothing this weekend. I think next weekend is where it gets pretty busy. Is there UFC?
There's a strike force on Saturday.
That's what it is. That's it. With Bobby Lashley is fighting on that, and so we got to talk about that. We got Royal Rumble on Sunday as well.
Oh my God, that's right. Jesus.
Yeah, that's one of the big four, man. Big four WWE pay-per-views. So we got to talk about that a little bit. I got some major exclusive news on the Royal Rumble. Current plans, who's scheduled to win the Royal Rumble. At this point, we've got exclusive news on that later in the show, and storyline plans going into WrestleMania 26, some of the top matches, rumored top matches. Of course, anything can change in WWE, but we've got big exclusives coming up here later on WZR Radio, so stay tuned for that. All right? Look at what?
I said, well, look at that, coming through with the big exclusive.
Big exclusives, baby dolls. We got the live chat room as well, WZROnline.com/chat. Traffic has been, I don't know, the last few days we didn't have a pay-per-view on Sunday, and not a lot of breaking news over the past few days. So it's been quiet, and that's kind of why we're quiet here tonight, I'm guessing. But nonetheless, WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com. Chat. We'll do chat shout-outs here in just a little bit, probably at some point in hour number 2. And we'll give out the live phone number where you can call us up live as well here in just a little bit. So get into the chat room, live phone calls in just a little bit before we, after we get through the news rumors, Raw from last night. Raw from last night actually wasn't a bad show. And you don't say that often.
I watched most of it, if not all of it. I forget. I don't even remember.
No, I called you during it, and you said you were watching, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember watching some of it. I don't know if I stuck with it through at the end because I realized Brett wasn't going to be there because I thought Brett was going to be there. So
right.
Yeah.
That's next week. Bret Hart's returning to WWE. We'll talk about that as well at some point during this broadcast. Almost said telecast again. Son of a bitch. Yeah, so we got all that stuff going on. Before we get to Monday Night Raw, we're going to run that down. That'll be first up on the list of things to do tonight. What'd you do over the weekend? Anything?
I'm yawning like every second here. I did a lot of partying. I told you last week my brother moved into town, so we were going out and hanging out a lot. So I've been recovering every day from that. And today I'm recovering live on the radio. So
there you go, no doubt. We had football. We made some bets over the weekend, and of course, we know who won.
I got the 2 wins that mattered, I guess. I picked the 2 wins, the 2 teams that are going to the Super Bowl. So,
well, we had the one game well, both games were on Sunday, but we had the New Orleans Saints versus the Vikings, which was the night game. It was a great game. It went to overtime, and Saints kicked a field goal and are headed to the Super Bowl. So it's good news, I guess. I mean, I wanted, well, the thing about it is, we had, in the other game, it was the Colts and the Jets, and we had the Colts. So you have Peyton Manning and the Colts against Drew Brees and the Saints in the Super Bowl this year, and there were so many storylines that could have happened here, where if you had the Colts won, and then you had, say, the Vikings won, it would have been, or no.
Yeah, well, Colts and Vikings, you would have had Peyton versus Brett Favre. That would have been interesting. And
right. And then if the Vikings won and, say, the Jets won, you would have had Brett Favre versus the old team and the Jets.
That's right, yes.
So you would have had, there was some good storylines that could have came out of this.
It's the first time the Saints have ever been to the Super Bowl, right? I think they were one of 5 teams that never been. I know Lions have never been, so.
Yeah, Detroit's never been. I know that for a fact. I heard that on SportsCenter the other day. Not that it surprised me, but yeah, right. But nonetheless, we have a Super Bowl. Not this coming weekend. We've got the Pro Bowl this weekend.
What do you think of that? That's weird. Why are they doing that?
I like it because everybody says. After the Super Bowl, that's it. You know what I mean? That's like the football's over after the Super Bowl, and I always hated that they would bring back the Pro Bowl several weeks after the Super Bowl. It's like, football's over by that. The Super Bowl.
Yeah, it feels over.
And I don't know. So we're gonna have the Pro Bowl this weekend, and then the Super Bowl next weekend, which will feature the Saints and the Colts. So I don't know. I think the Colts have got that one. Just got to remember. Well, yeah,
I have no idea who to pick in that game.
As far as you could do like a home field advantage thing where it's the Super Bowl's in Miami this year, so you could. But I think people buy Super Bowl tickets years in advance, not knowing which teams are going to be there. You know what I mean? So there's really no home field advantage. You could say that New Orleans is a lot closer to Miami than Indianapolis is. But
I don't know where anything is on a map, so I have no idea where anything's at.
Well, New Orleans is right above Florida, where you guys live, but I don't know, whatever. So I guess there's no home field advantage. But nonetheless, we've got the Saints and the Colts in the Super Bowl this year, 2 weeks from now. What else? We mentioned the stream, brand new stream tonight. Hopefully that's up and working. Seems like it is. Everything's good to go on that front. So that's good news. New stream tonight. We're going to use this on a weekly basis. And the cool thing about this is you'll see, if you look at the stream right now, over in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little thing that says poll. And I guess what you can do is throughout the show, we can now have live polls. I
couldn't think of anything to put up there.
Well, I see what you have now, and you're actually
nope, somebody just voted. Would you just vote for yourself?
Yeah, no, that was somebody. I voted earlier. There we go. But basically, the deal is we can add.
Everybody's voting now.
We can add. We're going to do live polls throughout every show now, and basically, when we do a poll, you'll see it in the bottom left-hand corner there. Right now, the poll is who has the better catchphrase, live, baby live, or your oh yes. So go over there and I guess we'll keep that up for a little while, and then I guess we'll change it at some point during here. We'll take a legitimate poll.
I'm thinking Yours is pulling ahead. There you go. I was thinking about putting up like a A, B, C, D, F score for Raw and see what everybody thinks of Raw overall.
There you go. That'll work. We can. We'll leave this poll up for just the current minute, and then when we run down Monday Night Raw, we'll get your opinions. Take a live poll here, like Moon just said, A, B, C, D, F. What you thought of Monday Night Raw last night, and we'll read the results. See, we're interactive, baby. Interactive on WZR Radio. So that's
it's cool news. I'm stuck looking at the results. You pulled ahead now, 11 to 8. Yeah.
No doubt. I guess we got to do it. We are live, been alive.
Oh yeah! Come on, that was way better. Way better. Where's my button?
Get to the live chat room, guys. It's WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Speaking of WZROnline.com, last thing here before we move on to Monday Night Raw from last night. Told you last week, guys, about the website issues, WZROnline.com. The deal is I'm waiting for JMK. I have called that guy every single day of the week, and I keep being told it'll be fixed. I'm working on it.
Like a bookie, man. You can't get hold of him, and he owes you money. What's going on here?
We have a MySQL. Is that what it's called? I guess there's some file. Some database problem. Before we can relaunch the website, we've got to get that fixed or something. And I kind of feel like, you know what? We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it. I'm not happy. Yeah, I mean, it's so much money that I'm losing with this not being up, and to come on here every week and basically tell people we're gonna have the new website up, by next week, and there's nothing. I mean, I'm stuck. You know what I mean? I'm kind of stuck here as far as what I can do with the website. So I'm waiting for JMK. JMK, if by some chance you're listening, please, brother, please call me. You know what I mean? Do something, man. But hopefully we'll have that fixed. WZROnline.com. What is that noise? Do you hear
like a little echo thing? Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's almost like somebody else's show is
interfering. I don't know. I have no idea.
Whatever. Like we said, guys, we're on a new stream tonight. Hopefully we'll get fixed next week, but maybe it's my echo. Is that?
Yeah, it's you echoing. It's us.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. We'll have it fixed by next week. All right. Try to. What do we do before we come on the air with the?
I'm doing some stuff now to see if it's working.
All right.
It might be gone now. I don't know.
All right. I'll stall for you, but nonetheless, let's move on. Let's talk wrestling. We've got the SmackDown and ECW tapings tonight. I believe they're in Cincinnati, but I don't have that confirmed. But nonetheless, we've got a main event of CM Punk and Luke Gallows. The former Festus in WWE has a new gimmick. CM Punk and Luke Gallows against DX. DX working on Tuesday tonight. So that's something different. And we've got John Morrison against Drew McIntyre in a no disqualification intercontinental title match over on SmackDown tonight. So Morrison versus McIntyre, no DQ IC title match. CM Punk and Luke Gallows versus DX. Hopefully we'll have live SmackDown spoilers. Hopefully we'll have ECW spoilers before we go off the air. Cincy, I'm thinking that's Central Time Zone, but I don't know. It could be Eastern. Hopefully it's Eastern, and then we'll get ECW and SmackDown spoilers for you before we go off the air tonight. Speaking of ECW, the main event over there tonight is Christian and Kane teaming up to face William Regal and Ezekiel Jackson. So that's our main events of SmackDown and ECW tonight. Like I said,
we got the Raw poll up, by the way, too. If you want to vote on last night's Raw, we only got 4 options, though, so a D is the worst it can be. A, B, C, D. You can go vote now.
A, B, C, D. Right, no doubt. We had Monday Night Raw from last night. By the way, guys, chat is people are coming in there now. WZROnline.com/chat. It's crazy, man. When we hit 7 o'clock Eastern Time, I mean, that chat just fills up.
You know what else is crazy? The second I said that, you see like 23 people voting right now. It's just boom, instantly, there it goes. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Live poll, guys, live polls. What did you guys think of Monday Night Raw from last night? We'll run down Raw, and then after we're done here, we'll read the whole reason from what you guys voted. So vote in the live poll at the bottom left-hand corner of the live stream. So get your vote in. Monday Night Raw from last night. What did you think, man, top to bottom?
I don't remember it enough to really say. I mean, I mean, I remember thinking when I was watching that even though without the Bret Hart stuff, I thought it was better than than what I was expecting. So on that, I would go, I don't know what letter I'd give it, but I'd say it was a decent show.
It was pretty good from top to bottom. I mean, in recent weeks, from what we're used to seeing over the past few months, not even weeks, months, years, you know what I mean? It's been brutal on a weekly basis to watch, and we come on here every week, and Raw sucks, Raw was horrible, blah, 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 blah. And last night's show was, you've got the Royal Rumble 7 days away, so it was good to see them really begin to push that. I mean, there hadn't been much Rumble talk over the past few weeks, but last night, the angles that were done, I mean, all of them came together really well. We opened the show up, DX came out, opened up the show, and basically the storyline was the week, Triple H said it's not going to work, Sean, it's not going to work. We're both going to be in the Royal Rumble, and we both want to win the Royal Rumble because you get a title shot. And, basically, Michaels wants The Undertaker, and Triple H said he knows this, and he wants the title shot himself. So basically, both guys are going to go out there, wrestle in the Rumble match, and, it'll probably come down to the two of those guys, and the better man will win. And
it'll be the end of DX, or it'll just be a one-time thing?
I think they're going to split up DX. Michaels came out in an interview, I think it was with the Sun out of the United Kingdom. He basically said that after the Royal Rumble, he had expected that DX was going to break up, and there's a reason for that, because I think they're going to focus on WrestleMania in singles matches where I believe you're going to have Triple H versus Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Wow.
The exclusive. Well, I guess we'll reveal the exclusive now. But as of right now, plans call for Triple H to win the Rumble and then go on to face Sheamus at WrestleMania. And then basically the gist of it is you've got Sheamus versus Randy Orton, which is this Sunday. And you'd have Sheamus retain there, and then you'd go into WrestleMania with Sheamus as WWE Champion, have him face Triple H, and then that would leave Randy Orton open without a match for WrestleMania, and then I believe they're going to do Randy Orton versus Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase is expected to face, so that would free up Orton, so you'd have, your two top matches would be Triple H winning the Royal Rumble. All right, so you have Triple H versus Sheamus, and then you'd have Randy Orton versus Ted DiBiase, and then you would have Shawn Michaels at the No Way Out pay-per-view is expected to, basically it'd be Shawn Michaels versus Batista at No Way Out, and you'd have Shawn Michaels go over there, and there'd be a stipulation there where the winner would go on to face The Undertaker for the world title at WrestleMania, and then that would free up Batista because you'd have Shawn in a match with Taker at Mania. So then would have your interbrand match, which would feature John Cena over on Raw, who's without an opponent at this point against Batista. You got all that?
I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. I'm sure it makes perfect sense, though.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a Bret Hart match at a Bret Hart Vince thing at WrestleMania or two?
Well, you'd have Vince. Vince is freed up right now as well, so you'd be able to do something. I wouldn't rule out maybe. I know Bret can't go in there and work a 20-minute match, taking backdrops and everything else, but you could do something along the lines of a street fight. You know what I mean? Where Vince obviously isn't a wrestler himself, but it would make perfect sense to go out there and do a long
low double gimmicks and chair shots and stuff like that, just to hide the fact that they can't have a really good match.
Right, exactly. Both of them can't have a good match, and they'd be able to hide that up, like he just said, with the street fight gimmick. So that would free both of those guys up. But that's the current plans. As I just gave them to you. Basically, we're gonna have Triple H versus Sheamus for the title. We'll have Ted DiBiase versus Randy Orton. We'll have Batista versus John Cena, and Shawn Michaels against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which is
You said Edge. Where's Edge fit in?
Edge is not in there. They don't have any information on him, but according to a source that I spoke with last week, he's. It could be a deal where
he could be back as soon as the Royal Rumble, couldn't he?
Right, and I think they did that last year. Wasn't it John Cena that came back last year as a surprise entrant? And nobody thought he was ready to return. So there's been talk that they may do something like that, and then have him do promo work because they wanted him back in time for WrestleMania. So you could have him come in, I don't know, enter even number 30 or something like that. You know what I mean? A major, kind of like a shock return where nobody would expect him because he's not supposed to be back until WrestleMania. Have him come in at the Royal Rumble and then, have him do promo work and then hopefully he's ready for WrestleMania and then you'd have a match at WrestleMania. Who that would be against is obviously up in the air. They could throw him in a three-way with, with Cena. Well, you could do something with Chris Jericho because they've got that storyline where Jericho, remember Edge left and Jericho went out, got himself a new tag team partner and basically blasted Edge in the process. So you could have, Jericho's without an opponent too, so you could do Jericho versus Edge. That would make sense if they did that at the Royal Rumble. But nonetheless, that's the early WrestleMania plans. I'm going to put that up on the website later tonight after we go off the air here. So we'll get to that. So we had the opening segment, really, really well done by Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Both great on the mic. Wasn't any, when you get these serious promos and guys go out there and stutter, and it just fucks it all up. You know what I mean? It just makes, it comes across.
I'm trying to remember what the opening segment was. What happened?
We just ran it down. I just ran it down. Basically says that both of those guys are going to want a title shot. Both of them want to win the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be every man for themselves. Shawn wants Taker, and Triple H wants a title shot to headline WrestleMania. So that was, a really, really strong segment for both guys. And then that led us into DX against Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. This is pretty good to kick off the show. I actually took some notes last night. Here we go. Let me load it up here. We had, during, look at you struggling, baby dolls. I could tell.
I'm
you're not
coughing and sniffling and man.
I know, you're not talkative tonight, my man. It's all right, though. Leave it to Ryan Clark to carry WZR radio.
Pushing the buttons, man. You do that verbal thing.
All right, here we go. All right, so that led us into a match. We had DX and Cody Rhodes against Ted DiBiase as well. And basically, maybe I watched this stuff too closely, but when Michaels was in there, and I took notes here, like I said last night, but Michaels was in there with Cody Rhodes especially. The way that he called that match, it was move for move. You could see Michaels basically saying, you know what I mean? It was just, the way that he was able to call that match, it's just, it shows a guy like Shawn Michaels when he's not around, you know what I mean? When his time and he's tired, because look at this guy like him. We can go out there and call him. Jericho's and one that goes out there and calls matches as they go on the fly, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I noticed that with Shawn Michaels last night. The end of this one came, it was Shawn went for a super kick, and then Triple H went for a clothesline, and basically the storyline here was Triple H's clothesline meant for Shawn Michaels. Shawn ducked it, and the clothesline hit Rhodes, but after the match, they did the angle. Boy, you hear that, Becco?
Yeah, it seems to be everything with this thing.
Oh, whatever. But anyways, we had Triple H went for the clothesline. Was it for Michaels? That's the big question. Hit Cody Rhodes, and that was that. And the announcers addressed it afterwards. Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole announced. So then we had a DX versus CM Punk, and Luke Gallows was announced for SmackDown this week. And then we had MVP came out and cut a promo. This was good, too, the interaction between Miz and MVP. MVP came out before his match, and then Miz basically says that he's got no friends, he was in jail, and MVP tells Miz that he'd be a popular guy in jail, and then did the soap jokes and things of that nature. We've heard that before. You know what I mean? That led us into a match with Big Show, defeated MVP, and the idea with this one is Miz and Big Show are now aligned. So there's a possibility. They set it up. We were just talking about Chris Jericho and a WrestleMania match for him. They kind of set it up last night where it was going to be the Miz and the Big Show as a permanent tag team, and Chris Jericho would go off on his own. But Jericho's not on Monday Night Raw anymore either. So, I mean, to go back and possibly, I mean, the Edge thing makes a lot of sense, especially last night where you're basically getting Jericho away from the Big Show, and you have a Miz Big Show tag team, and then Edge versus Jericho at WrestleMania, I would guess. But
we got a poll up right now on the thing. Will Edge return at the Royal Rumble? We got 72% say yes, 27% say no.
What happened to our
the Raw poll? Was nobody else. I think it was pretty much done.
We didn't do the results.
Everybody, yeah. We didn't read the results off. Yeah.
No. Let's do it. Deleted already?
Let me see if I still have it in here somewhere. I don't know where.
Whatever. Put it back. Put the voice.
All right, I'll do that.
Do the ABCD thing, and at the end of Monday Night Raw, we're gonna try to figure out what people thought. You guys are gonna have to vote again because Boone's a fucking idiot now. Go to it's at the bottom of the live stream. It's bottom left hand corner. So go vote again, and we'll get the results up here in just a few minutes when we're done with Monday Night Raw. We had a backstage segment of Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase. They were bickering backstage. Randy Orton walked in and basically said he's going to take the title from Amos at the Royal Rumble. Boy, that echo is a pain in the dick to deal with.
Yes, it is.
Jesus, man. But basically, Randy Orton says that he's going to take out Sheamus with or without Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, and blah, or whatever. They announced Dual Hill, is it? He was
Dulé or something like that.
Dulé, that's what it was. Dulé Hill, and he was good in his role.
He fit right in, I thought. I remember watching his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff was really well done with everything he did. They did something happened with a pyro at some point during the show.
He went hitting buttons during one of the Divas matches and pissed her off or something. Yeah.
They had it was Miz and Hill backstage, and basically Hill says, I'm going to put you in a match tonight, and that's that. Then we had our first of two Divas matches in the night. We had Maurice beat Eve Torres as a part of this this women's title tournament to a shot at the Divas title tournament. And basically Maurice moves on here, no surprise there. I would expect, when that's over. What am I thinking? Is that match at the pay-per-view?
The Royal Rumble? I think the finals are at the Royal Rumble, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. But I would expect Maurice to go over there. I mean, they're solidly behind her as of late, so I'd expect her to.
Somehow I remember the final two. It was Gail Kim and Alicia Fox. Did they do that match too on Raw, or that's the?
Yeah, that was later on in the in the show. Yeah, two Divas matches. We had then we had a segment. It was Vince McMahon came out and basically said if the Undertaker was there, he would dare him to call Vince a coward to his face. That's what Taker was on Raw last week, and did an angle where called Vince a coward, obviously. And he said there's no reason to bring Bret Hart back. This brought out Shawn Michaels. Or no, that was last week, right? Vince went into the crowd here and basically asked a bunch of fans why he should bring Bret Hart back to WWE, and basically concluded it was no good to bring him back, and went to leave, and that brought up John Cena. And Cena basically said he's not out here to change Vince's mind, but he basically, I guess a little bit of shoot here, basically said that guys like Roddy Piper came to Madison Square Garden here a few weeks ago, and basically when these guys are done, when their time is up, Vince could give a shit about them and basically could care less about them and says,
well, that's what they say about all promoters, boxing about anybody. Once you can't sell tickets, see you later. We're going with the guys who done.
Exactly. So Cena basically told Vince to do the right thing, bring Bret Hart to Monday Night Raw next week, and with that, Vince said okay. And sure enough, we've got Bret Hart returning to WWE on Monday Night Raw next week, and then we also had a match. He set up a match. It was Sheamus versus John Cena later in the show. This is well done too. All the mic work last night was really well done. It flowed. Everything flowed. We had the Miz, like we noted earlier. He was put in a match by Dulé Hill, and Kofi Kingston was his opponent. And basically, I mean, the gist of this was to build for a U.S. title program between Kofi Kingston and The Miz. And Jack Swagger, I believe, ran out at some point during this, and things got all crazy, whatever. We had Carlito was in the production truck with Dulé, and basically they were pushing random codes again, and Santino or Carlito had a match later in the night, and Dulé hit a button and brought up Kelly Kelly. Carlito was kind of happy about that, obviously. Carlito gets to go out there and wrestle one of the hottest women in WWE. I was going to say hottest bitches, but hottest women in WWE. And Santino came in before the match, and that led us to Santino against Carlito. Actually, this is where Jack Swagger came out and laid out Santino from behind. So whatever. And then we had a backstage segment. This is where, I mean, John Cena in the segment with Vince McMahon in the ring, I mean, that wasn't the corny Cena, you know what I mean? And that was for the older people, you know, like us, but I'm a fan of the John Cena corniness. It shows you the guy can come out there and cut a tremendous promo, a tremendous serious promo, and I ate that up, you know what I mean? The promo with Vince McMahon, I ate that up, but then they had a segment backstage later in the show where it was him and Dulé Hill, and they had James Roday, who was on speakerphone, and Alicia Fox came in, and they just did this stupid comedy bit, and it's like, oh man, we just saw John Cena out there, serious as hell, cut an amazing promo with Vince McMahon, and then comes and does this comedy shit, you know what I mean?
He can do whatever they need him to do. If he's going to be funny, he's going to go be
funny. You got to give the guy props, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy can do it all. It's just from
multi-talented.
Multi-talented. Somebody from, like me and you who's a little bit older. I mean, you don't like that corny thing for 12-year-olds. But nonetheless, we had our, what was this, our main event. We had, they announced William Shatner is going to guest host Monday Night Raw from next week. I like him, man. They do a lot of segments on Conan where he comes out and, I don't know, he reads from some book. They dim the lights and, I don't know. You have to see it.
When they do the Walker Texas Ranger clips of Chuck Norris and stuff, he would pull the lever.
Yeah, it's similar to when they do the in the year 2000.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, that thing. But nonetheless, I don't know. William Shatner, I mean, he's a funny guy, man. I'm kind of looking forward to that, actually, to be honest with you.
He was on Howard Stern the other day. He was a bit of a snob. Just seemed to work on stuff.
Did he? Whatever. He's hosting Monday Night Raw next week, so Bret Hart and Will Shatner next week on Monday Night Raw. Then on our main event, we had Sheamus beat John Cena by DQ. What happened here? Basically, I don't even remember what happened. I remember an STF. You don't remember this?
John Cena beat who? But I don't remember the match.
It was John Cena beat Sheamus by DQ. I don't remember what happened.
No, I don't.
Randy Orton came in at the end and gave, I think he gave Sheamus an RKO. You know what it was? Randy Orton came down, hit the RKO on Sheamus, turned around, and Cena gave him an FU, or an attitude adjustment to end Monday Night Raw. So that was that. Went off the air with John Cena in the ring, posing, doing his thing. And that was Monday Night Raw from last night. If you want to vote, Rick, go ahead on the stream that you're listening to right now, where you guys hit the play button. There's a little thing that says poll on the bottom left-hand corner. If you want to vote right now, go ahead. Give Raw a school letter grade. We don't have an F. It's only A, B, C, D. They only give us 4 choices. Nonetheless, I'm going to go vote. I'll give it I'll go B.
That's what I want. Right. I went with a
B. So we'll vote, and it looks like people are still voting, but 19 or 45% of the vote gave it a B. 26 of you gave the show a C, and let's see, 14% of you gave the show an A and a D. So basically, most of you guys, 44% of you guys gave Raw from last night a B as a school letter grade. Guys, go to the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat. We're going to do chat shout-outs here in just a little bit in hour number 2. And, yeah, that's that. That was Monday Night Raw from last night. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to get you to hang with me, my man. I know you're tired. I know we're gonna get out of here.
7:30. Holy crap, man.
I know. It's only so we're gonna get out of here early though. We got done with Monday Night Raw in about a half hour, so we're good to go, man. We're gonna get out of here. We'll be out of here at about 8:15, 8:30 tonight. Boone's tired. You guys can tell I'm doing all the talking tonight, so he's tired. We'll get some sleep, man. You know what I mean? Go
looking forward to it.
WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. I'm chatting it up tonight. No doubt I hear you. Not nice in the chat room. So that was Monday Night Raw. What do you want to move on to next? You got any? Trying to wake you up a little bit, man. I'm tired of talking. How about MMA, UFC, Brock Lesnar returning? He was on SportsCenter last week, right?
Yeah. That story I've been following, but it keeps changing and getting weird. I mean, apparently they said it was like a miracle, and they went in to go see if he needed the surgery because of the hole in his stomach, and apparently the hole wasn't there anymore, and it magically disappeared on its own. So whatever the case may be, they say he's in training. He feels good. He had lost 40 pounds during the sickness, but he put about 30 of it back on. He's in training, and he'll be fighting in the summer for so it'll actually be the winner of Frank Mir versus Shane Carwin will be the interim champion, and then that person will fight Brock to unify the world heavyweight title in the UFC this summer sometime. So that's.
And then I think the backup plan is Nogueira.
Yeah, if Carwin or Frank Mir gets hurt or can't fight by summertime for whatever reason, then the winner of the Nogueira versus Cain Velasquez fight will step up, and that'll be the person fighting Brock for the title in his return.
Right, gotcha. And I actually, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw Brock on SportsCenter last Wednesday, I believe.
I watched the clip. Yeah, him and Dana sitting there.
Yeah, they had Dana there as well, and it was basically like you said. I mean, he had a big old hole in his stomach, and apparently this miracle seems a little odd to me. That's something that big. I mean, Dana White, when it first came out, made it seem like it was life or death. You know what I mean? And that the guy's career was over, and now it's, wait a minute, Brock is all of a sudden back. And I don't know.
It could be a situation where maybe if he went a certain level with the checks and everything like that, he would have been medically forced not to fight. Like they medically could have said, no, we're not going to clear you. You can't fight. And maybe he avoided that process and was just fighting anyway, to make money or to stay in doing what he loves because they would force him not to be able to because of whatever's wrong with him. It could be something like that. I don't know.
You don't think it may be a personal issue? Or I don't want to speculate, but it seems weird that something went from a life or death situation. His career is possibly over, and now I'm completely fine. Everything is, I went back to the hospital and nothing is there. It's disappeared. It's like, huh?
I don't know, man. That's why I said it's a weird story. I mean, the good news is for us, we'll get to see him fight sooner than we thought we would. So, but who knows? It could be a dangerous risk to his health. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, obviously he's back in training now. But I think this is just my personal opinion. But I think there's more to that story than what's out and. I don't know. I mean, did anybody ever see him in a hospital? I don't know.
You hear reports that this person and that person visited him, but who the hell knows what? Yeah, like you said, you don't know what's going on for real.
Yeah, somebody, Rabbit Chipmunk in the chat room says Brock was healed. Thank you, Jesus. Right? No doubt. No laugh for that one, Boone.
I didn't even hear what you said, man.
It's a good joke, man. It says Brock is healed. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, why is that funny?
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
I don't even get it. I don't get it.
Funny. Thank you, Jesus. Miracles happen. Hallelujah. Miracles, baby. Whatever. I can't get no sense of humor. Nothing.
I'm sitting here. I'm overheated like a son of a bitch right now, dude. I just want to be done with.
All right, you suck tonight, man.
I'm sick, man. What do you want me to say?
I know. At least you're here, right? At least you're here on Tuesday. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there tonight. We'll do chat shout-outs here in just a little bit in hour number 2, if we make it that long, with Matty B. So let's I mean, you don't have much UFC. I mean, you got Strikeforce in here? You got any of it?
I mean, that's the only event coming up. The next UFC is February 6th, so that was all we had that. They finished confirming Bobby Lashley's opponent for the show this Saturday because that was up in there for a while this past week. and it'll be Wes Sims, the big, tall, goofy guy from the past season, the Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter that featured Kimbo and all those guys. Wes Sims, and he'll be fighting Bobby Lashley this Saturday on the Strikeforce show, which has a lot of good fights on.
You think that's a blowout, Wes Sims?
Wes Sims should kill Bobby Lashley should kill Wes Sims. Yeah, no problems.
Right.
And then also on that card, we got the debut of Heisman Trophy winner and NFL player Herschel Walker. Also in there, we've got Robbie Lawler versus Melvin Manhoff. We got Chris Cyborg Santos defending the women's title, and Nick Diaz versus Marius Zarumskis in the main event. So that's Strikeforce this Saturday on Showtime. It's a pretty good little card.
What do you think about Herschel Walker? I've heard rave reviews. I mean, I know the guy, maybe like 45?
47.
47, but I've heard awesome reviews about, like, he's a beast.
I mean, he's obviously a super athlete from, football days and everything like that, but this is a different kind of cardio. They'll find out very quickly if he doesn't just go in and blow the guy out of the water, which he might, because they gave him a complete, it'd be like, not to offend you, it'd be like if they put you in there to fight him. Obviously, you're not a fighter. That guy's going to kill you,
Well, if they put me it's like me or you. If they put me or you in a cage.
Yeah, even against Herschel Walker, who isn't never a fighter for me, he's going to beat their ass, even though, But
well,
then,
I was saying me versus you in a cage.
Oh, I would just kill you.
I'd obviously beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'll put that poll up next. Who would win a cage fight, me or you? But no, definitely me. But no, Herschel Walker's he'll kill this guy. But he's 47. He's not going to have any great success in MMA. He's going to make some money, and that's actually he's donating the money he's making to charity from this fight. So who knows what the hell's he doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard really rave reviews about him. But he's put in the effort. He's done the training camps, and he's taken this seriously. So, like you said, they gave him a jobber opponent, so obviously they're going to try to make him look well in his first fight, and then kind of go from there. But I don't want to compare him to Brock Lesnar, but it's like but a guy came in there. Nobody gave Brock Lesnar any props, and I know Brock Lesnar's a lot.
They didn't give him props because he came from pro wrestling, but they realized he was a great amateur wrestler. I mean, he was a NCAA champion.
Right. You're right.
That's something different. Herschel Walker is a football player who studied Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a joke in MMA, so that's not going to help him much. But he's very, very athletic. He's very strong. He's he's in great shape, even for his age. But he's never going to be any kind of contender in any way. He'll make some money and he'll be out. That's it. Right.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think that's on. That's not on CBS. That's
on Showtime. Yeah, that's Showtime this Saturday.
Showtime this Saturday night. That's a good show, guys. Make sure you check that out. I mean, you always want to see Bobby Lashley fight. I mean, Lashley's 4-0, I believe.
Yeah, 4-0.
So I mean, he hasn't fought top names, but he fought
anybody yet. Yeah. So and he won't. Right. I mean, he'll fight somebody who's been in the UFC this Saturday, but the worst guy you could pick. So.
Right. Hey, let's do a poll here real quick if you got time to put it up. I know you're tired, but let's do a poll and see if people think Edge is going to make a return at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Do some sort of poll based around that.
All right. Yeah, but I closed it out, so I don't have the results.
Yeah, let's do it again. Put that up. We'll do a poll if you guys think Edge is going to return at the Royal Rumble as a surprise. And just don't base it off what I said earlier, but it makes sense to get. You've got The Miz, a big show. Looks like that's going to be a new tag team. That frees up Jericho. You can do there it is, no doubt. There's the live poll, guys. Will Edge return at the Royal Rumble? You've got to put Edge in there, but that's all right. We'll just do will return at the Royal Rumble. No problem, no big deal. I also saw in the show file here that we've got next week's Monday Night Raw. It's going to be hosted by none other than William Regal in the show.
Oh, is that what I put?
That's a good one.
I'm telling you, man, I'm in bed.
I know.
I don't want to be on here right now, but
I see it, man. I'm looking through the show file, and there's very many errors on the show file.
It wouldn't have killed you to do the show file one.
Yeah, I know. I can't say shit, dude. You do it all, man. You produce and do live show, or do the show file. I know, man. I know. But, WZROnline.com. Vote in our live poll. Will Edge return at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on this Sunday night? Royal Rumble. Edge return. Vote in our poll right now. We'll get live results here in just a few minutes. We're going to run down some news and rumors. And I tell you what, Boone, I'm going to save the day for you because I can tell. I mean, I can obviously tell, and I think the people can tell as well, that you're not doing so well tonight.
No.
I mean, you're tired. And
if you want to be honest, we're also running out of shit to talk about, so don't blame it all on me either.
Well, I know. We've got.
We're pretty much got through everything.
I know. It's been a quiet week, and I was going to get into it and debate with you. You know what I mean? But you know what? I'm going to do live spoilers over on ProWrestlingScoops.com. We're going to have those up, and got a lot of work to do as well. Got a Jim Ross blog that I'm going to put up after we go off the air. So instead of taking a commercial break, we're going to cut Boone some slack, and we don't have a lot to talk about, like Boone said as well. We'll cut you some slack. At about 8 o'clock, we'll get out of here. We need a break, man. We've been doing this for months on end, you know what I mean? And we'll get out of here, let you rest up. We'll come back next week, better than ever, 7 to 9 Eastern
New and improved.
New and improved. Boone will be back, not so tired, and whatever. We'll be back next Tuesday night. Let's run down some news here, about 15 minutes. Take some live phone calls as well, about 10 minutes. Here we go. Monday Night Raw next week, we said Bret Hart's return, hosted by William Shatner. Brock Lesnar's return, we already talked about that. Awesome Kong story last week. We talked about the fight. Actually, I don't know if we did talk about the fight.
We talked about the fight, but then she requested a release, and now they're not giving it to her or something like that. Isn't that what's going on?
Well, many people within TNA have requested the releases, and they've all been talked out of it. And Awesome Kong is, look, she doesn't sell pay-per-views, but she is a major name, and she's got a unique look as far as knockouts and divas are concerned, and I think WWE would pick her up. I think WWE would take to that gimmick that she has right now.
They had Bull Nakano back in the day, and she was a big bitch. It worked just fine. Carl, you're on the air. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Hey, Matt, I hope you're feeling better, man.
Thank you.
Okay, I was going to ask something. You said Maurice might win the title because I hope she's with Miz.
I'm not too sick to hang up on that guy. All right, Maurice win the title, blah, blah, blah. What's going on, man?
I would expect Maurice to win the tourney on Sunday night. We talked about that earlier, but their management, WWE management, is pretty high on Maurice these days.
You can tell I'm a big jackass. That guy wished me well and everything. I still hung up right this
I know.
I'm sorry, buddy.
But no, I would expect her to come out on top in the tournament. Guys, if you want to call up now, the live phone number is 518-712-3070. We're going to bounce out of here about an hour early tonight. Boone's not feeling too good, and it's been a quiet news week as well. So we'll be back next week, better than ever. You sound like shit tonight, man. I'm going to be honest with you. You're not doing much talking. You're not doing much talking, so we're going to let you off the leash, I guess.
Off the leash, all right.
Let's do this live poll. Let's talk about this live poll. Will Edge return at the Royal Rumble? 79% of you say yes, where 1% of you say no. So a lot of people feel that Edge is going to make his return at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view this Saturday night. Guys, give us a call, 518-712-3070. Going to be here for about another 10 minutes taking the live phone calls and talking Monday Night Raw. How about Cheech and Chong hosting Monday Night Raw in March? That's coming up. They've announced
that could be interesting. They've been kind of boring lately because they're getting really old too. Carl, you're on there. What's going on?
Hey, Ryan Clark Manday from the chat room.
Hey, what's up?
What's the deal with Kurt Angle and TNA with the screw job going on?
Well, Kurt Angle is, they're turning Kurt into a babyface over on TNA Impact. I'll tell you what, we have the next 3 weeks of Impact, this Thursday night, next Thursday night, and the week after Thursday night. The spoilers, I don't want to spoil it for everybody that doesn't read the spoilers, but we have them up on the website. They're kind of far down now because they were taped last week, but you get some more information out of that with the with his babyface turn and what the deal is with that. But you just basically go look on the main news board. Like I said, they're kind of far down. So one other thing, Jerry Springer hosts Monday Night Raw. I don't know the exact date, but Jerry Springer is going to be there as well. Cheech and Chong, Steve Austin's going to come in and host. So bunch of people going to be up hosting Monday Night Raw. Yeah. What else? We talked about Bobby last week. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble on Sunday. Actually, you know what? Do we have live phone calls? Let's go ahead and take live phone calls for the following 10 minutes.
I ignored the last few because you were still going, but when they come back, here we go. Oh, no, I'm not trusting that one. Here we go. Maurice is back. What's going on, buddy? Go ahead. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Guys, give us a call. It's 518-712-3070. Going to be here for about another 10 minutes. Going to bounce out early, like I said, tonight. And I'll be back next Tuesday night. We're here every Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.
Carly, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? This is Kyle out of St. Louis. On my way to work this morning, I actually heard an advertisement for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
Okay.
And it was advertising Triple H versus Shawn Michaels for the number one contendership match. I don't know if you guys heard anything on this or whatnot, but
Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
I've heard nothing about it.
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
I mean, that's the one after the Rumble, right? So, I mean, if you were to break up at Rumble, it would make sense, I guess, to get out of the way.
When's No Way Out?
I'm not sure. Didn't No Way Out become the Elimination Chamber?
You know what? I think it may have.
Hi, Carly, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, just a quick question. With the way WWE is pushing Sheamus, do you think he might be just a watered-down version of Brock Lesnar? And that's
the same gimmick they're kind of going with, is him being that monster that attacks people. So, I mean, watered down or just smaller version, yeah.
You know, I'm not completely sold on Sheamus just yet. I mean that look, but the fact is, they are putting him down your throat whether you'd like it or not, and it's a good comparison to have him come out there. Obviously, Sheamus can talk for himself, so he doesn't have a Paul Heyman or somebody like that alongside of him as a manager. But it pays to be friends with people in high places within that company, and Sheamus is a clear example of that with his current push. So I don't know. Any more calls?
Do you want to try Maurice again? That's the only one on right now.
Nah, fuck him. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on Sunday night. Our main event is Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the title. Like we said earlier, I would expect Sheamus to retain here, and then like I noted at the beginning of the show, for those of you guys that missed it, there are plans to do Sheamus as champion, as WWE champion at WrestleMania against Triple H. So you'd have Triple H versus Sheamus, but that's at WrestleMania. We've got Sheamus versus Randy Orton, so I'd expect Sheamus to retain. Give me some predictions here. Sheamus or Randy Orton doing?
I guess I'd have to go. I can't see them keeping it on Sheamus anymore. I'll just say Randy Orton.
Yeah, I'll go Sheamus just from based off what I've heard. Then we've got The Undertaker in a match for the World Heavyweight title against Rey Mysterio. I'd go Taker over here. You're going to have Taker at WrestleMania as champion, I believe.
It's harder for me to pick on that. I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't know the storylines, but I would think if they're doing Taker, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, they don't need the title involved, because that's big enough without the title. So I would say maybe Rey Mysterio.
Right, exactly. Well, I think Rey Mysterio, they're going to do a Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania as well. We put that up on the website, so I would think that maybe he's one of the guys that would be placed in that, because if you have Taker going on as champion to face Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, that would leave Rey Mysterio obviously without a match, and he's a good fit for the Money in the Bank match. So I'm going to say Taker here. Then we've got a ECW title match, Christian against Ezekiel Jackson. This is interesting. I've watched ECW over the past few weeks, and they are building this Ezekiel Jackson.
I can tell from the commercials, yeah. It seems like they're trying to make him a big deal over there.
Yeah, he's turning into a big deal over on ECW, like you said. So it wouldn't surprise me. I know you Christian fans are going to hate this, but it wouldn't surprise me to see a heel champion and then have your face chase the heel for the title.
Or maybe get the title off Christian and move him to Raw or SmackDown. You never know.
Well, you've got the draft coming up post WrestleMania as well. So a lot of stuff is coming up, but a lot of stuff seems to be falling together here as far as WrestleMania is concerned. And I think I think the Royal Rumble is basically I mean, it's basically turning into a throwaway pay-per-view, and it seems like a crazy thing to say. You've obviously got your Royal Rumble pay-per-view match, but if you have Triple H that goes over and wins that match, and then he goes on and beats Triple H for Sheamus for the title, and then, I mean, Triple H gets his WrestleMania moment, you know what I mean? Sheamus goes into WrestleMania, and then where's the biggest place of them all to win the title and start another reign as WWE champion, WrestleMania, right? And you have Triple H take it from Sheamus there, you know what I mean? And then he gets his big moment to shine. I don't know. It seems pretty legit to me, so who knows? And then we've got a women's title match, Michelle McCool against Mickie James. You've seen what they've done to Mickie over the
I just know they call her Piggy. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with her over there.
Oh, they just trash her, man. I mean, they trash her. I mean, they call her fat and Piggy James and.
You get the country thing going on, so maybe they think she's not too much into wrestling right now. I'll go Michelle McCool.
And the country thing, yeah, Michelle McCool over here. I mean, unless they could do a swerve here where Mickie James goes over, where they say, you know what, she's taken enough shit over the. I mean, she's been very. I mean, a lot of other people wouldn't have done this angle. You know, a lot of other people would have spoke up and said, you know what,
especially females, yeah.
Right. I mean, it's some of the stuff they've done is fairly insulting to her.
Plus, they would keep her legitimized if they gave her a title. At least then she's not a joke of the women's division, like a hornswoggle or something.
Well, and she's taken so much criticism. I mean, I know a lot of it's storyline angle, but there's some real life aspects to that where management is not happy with her weight, and it's basically personal digs at her, and she's gone along with pretty much everything that they've given her to do, and you know, this may be where they cap it off and say, you know what, you went with everything that we gave you. You didn't bitch, you didn't moan about it, and now here's your here's where we're going to capitalize off it and give you the title. So I mean, it's possible. I don't know, but I would say Michelle McCool here, and then I mean that about does it, man, for Royal Rumble this Sunday night, and we're going to have a big show next week. Traffic is going to be it's going to be real high because you're coming off a pay-per-view, Royal Rumble pay-per-view on Sunday night, so we'll have amazing traffic for next week's show, and hopefully you'll be in a better mood. You'll get some rest over the
weekend. I won't be sick. That's the only problem right now.
All right. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back next week, and we'll do it all over again, man. We're here every night, guys, 7 to 9 Eastern time. Our apologies for ending a little earlier. Just got a lot of work. Mood's not feeling good. Not a lot of news this week, so get out of here early. But nonetheless, we were still here. We gave you an hour's worth of WZR radio. So that's always good, right?
Better than nothing.
All right, no doubt. We'll see you guys next Tuesday night. Thanks for coming out. Next Tuesday night, people in the chat room wishing Boone, telling you to feel better, my man. Matty B. Get better, Boone. We'll see you next Tuesday night, guys, 7 to 9 Eastern time, WZROnline.com for Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
And next Tuesday night, guys, 7 to 9 Eastern time, WZROnline.com. Get well soon, Boone.